AITA for refusing to pay for my wife's emergency surgery because she spent our savings on her friend's boob job. I, 34 am currently in one of the most emotionally exhausting situations of my life, and I genuinely don't know if I'm being reasonable or if I've crossed a line into pettiness. My wife, 32F, and I have been married for 7 years. Overall, we've had a good marriage. We communicate well, we share responsibilities, and until recently we were pretty aligned when it came to financial goals. A bit of context, we've been saving for a significant home renovation. Our house is old, like pipes creaking tonight and a roof that might not survive the next storm old. We've been setting aside money diligently for nearly 3 years to finally tackle these issues and make our home safe and comfortable. By last year, we had managed to save up $15,000. Not life-changing money, but a solid foundation to get started on repairs. Then came the incident that started it all. About a month ago, I discovered, completely by accident, that my wife had loaned $10,000 from our savings to her best friend. And what was it for? A boob job. Yes, you read that right. A purely elective, cosmetic surgery. Her friend had apparently been struggling with self-esteem issues, and my wife thought helping her pay for this procedure would give her the confidence boost she needed. When I confronted her about it, she admitted to the loan but said it wasn't really a loan, it was a gift. Her reasoning was that her friend had been in a dark place mentally, and this surgery was something she felt would genuinely help her. I'll admit, I have nothing against her friend or cosmetic surgery in general. People can do whatever they want with their bodies, and I'm all for supporting friends in need. But here's the thing, that money wasn't just my wife's money. It was our savings. Money we had both worked hard to accumulate for a shared goal. And she didn't discuss it with me beforehand. She didn't even bring it up until after the money was gone. Her reasoning? She knew I would say no. And honestly, she was probably right. Not because I'm unsympathetic, but because taking 2/3 of our renovation fund for something so far removed from our plans just doesn't sit right with me. We had a huge argument about it. And while I was livid, I ultimately decided to let it go. The money was gone, and there was nothing I could do about it. I told myself we'd rebuild the savings, and maybe this could serve as a lesson in communication and trust. Fast forward to last week. My wife started experiencing intense abdominal pain. We went to the hospital, and it turned out she needed surgery. Thankfully, it wasn't life-threatening, but the doctor said it was something that needed to be addressed sooner rather than later to avoid complications. Of course, when the bill came, she assumed we'd pay for it out of our remaining savings. And here's where everything hit the fan. I told her no. I said that after she had unilaterally decided how to spend the majority of our savings without consulting me, I wasn't comfortable using the remaining money for this. I suggested she ask her best friend to help with the costs since she had been so willing to help her out with our money. My wife looked at me like I had grown a second head. She called me petty, heartless, vindictive. She said I was punishing her for something completely unrelated and that I was prioritizing a home renovation over her health. I told her that actions have consequences and she doesn't get to unilaterally decide how our savings are spent and then expect me to foot the bill when something happens. The argument escalated. Her family got involved. Her mother and sister started calling me, berating me for refusing to help my own wife in a medical emergency. They accused me of being cold, selfish, and more focused on wood and nails than on my wife's well-being. I told them they were free to pitch in financially if they felt so strongly about it, but I wasn't budging. Eventually, my wife packed a bag and went to stay with her mom. It's been a few days now, and we've barely spoken. I've been replaying the situation over and over in my head, trying to figure out if I'm genuinely in the wrong here. I know health is more important than money. I know this could all have been avoided if I had just agreed to pay for the surgery. But I also can't shake the feeling that my wife made a massive betrayal of trust when she gave away such a huge chunk of our savings without telling me. And now, she expects me to shoulder the consequences alone. I love my wife. I don't want our marriage to fall apart over this. But I also don't want to set a precedent where she feels like she can make major financial decisions behind my back and face zero consequences. So, Reddit, AIDA?